Hello and welcome back to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. Today we're putting together some Assault Intercessor Primaris Marines. These are the ones from the Indomitus Boxset, but you can also get them in the new starter sets for 40k 9th edition, and I'm assuming at some point in their own box. So, I'm not going to put them all together in this video. I'm going to do the Sergeant and probably one or two others. Really depends how long it takes. And so, first of all, we are looking at sprue A. So, let's just double check, because there are two sprues here. I just want to make sure that we are using the right one. So, on the sprue itself, it should say A somewhere, but I can't see exactly where it is, so I'm assuming that it is it. So, there's two sprues. We're a bit zoomed in at the moment, so you can't see them entirely, but they all... it's just the same sprue. So basically 2 squads of 5. But that's fine. Right, let's put the Sergeant together. So first of all, we are going to need a whole bunch of different parts. So you can see that you actually put a whole bunch of parts together in the one piece. So I don't think this is... this isn't a multi-part kit, this is a push fit kit. So let's start off with that part of the body, so the A1 and A8. So we'll pull that together and we'll get on with that. So A1 and A8. Now, I wish all of them was laid out correctly. I don't care that they're all on the same sprue and laid out weirdly, but I want the numbers to go properly. Alright, so here's A1. So I hope you're all doing well. I'm having a good old time putting all these models together. And if you are joining along in the build along, definitely let me know, because yeah, I'm interested to see if people are doing it. I know a few people have said thank you for putting these up because they haven't got instructions, because they've bought the kit being all split up and everything like that, and being thankful for some of the mistakes that I made so people don't make them themselves. But you know, this is what this series is for. So leave a comment if you fall under one of those categories. So this Sergeant seems to have a whole bunch of pieces, so I'm counting it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces, which is kind of different compared to a lot of the other models, or a lot of like troop size models. They don't actually have that many pieces in them, which is a bit strange, but you know, it's all good. I don't mind ones that have lots of pieces in them, because I do like putting this together. Right. So as usual with these build videos, occasionally I just might go quiet, but that's alright. Just put some music on in the background, chill out, and we'll just build along. I'll do some kind of commentary as we're going, but sometimes I just don't want to talk, and I think it's like one of those days today. But also feel like just, you know, chilling out, putting these together. Because there's 8 models, 10 models in the whole set, I won't, like I said, I won't putting them all together because it's just very repetitive. So let's have a look here. Where does this bit go? So it seems to go on the side. So I'm just checking to see where a locking mechanism is. So, oops, my hands are a bit flimsy today. Kind of got, I don't know if you can see. You probably can't see. I got a little bit of the shakes for some reason. So I'm just trying to see. Okay, so it seems to go like that. I don't know, you can't really see, but it seems to stay in there. But we'll definitely put a little bit of glue. Come on, out you come. And my glue just froze up. I just used this. That's so weird. There we go. That was strange. I just actually used it, so a bit weird. Alright, so I'll see if I can actually keep this in camera. I know a few other shots in some of the other videos. It's not quite in the camera. I'm still getting used to doing this on camera. I am getting a tripod, so soon I'm going to be doing this over the shoulder, so you actually get a bit better view. Alright, so that's going to go in. It's a bit flimsy, so you could put some glue behind the helmet and glue that on, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay, so the next step, we need a 2, 3, and 5. So the other leg, the breastplate, and the head. So we'll get the head first. So A5, because the heads are easy to spot on the sprue. So that's 17, 5. Pretty straightforward. I am hoping they do a multi-part version of this kit, because that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I don't think they will, to be honest, which is fine, but that's alright. I mean, you can take some of these parts and put them onto just normal intercessors, but the good thing about this particular model is that it's the dynamic pose of them charging forward when, Intercessor sort of standing there and shooting. So, you know, you can do what you gotta do. So now we're looking for 2, which is another leg. 34, 28, 29, 23, 22. We'll get there eventually. There it is. Right in the middle there. Okay. Alright. So let's just trim all these up. So to be honest, this model is pretty straightforward from what I can see. Sort of, just everything sort of sticks into each other. So, oops, trimmed that a bit too much. So that's not too bad. And I also should let you know I have a whole bunch of new supplies coming for painting. I had to get a whole bunch of new brushes because my brushes just got absolutely trashed because I don't use them and take care of them that well, but I got some nice brushes. So my painting skill is not amazing, but what I was thinking, if you're all interested, is a beginner's painting tutorial series, if that makes sense. So it's sort of from the perspective of someone who doesn't paint, and then, you know, I'll paint up a few different models just to practice and do it as very basic paint jobs, very easy techniques, nothing fancy, and we'll go from there. And you know what? No wonder this is so difficult for me at the moment. I don't have my glasses on. So I was wondering why things were looking a bit weird. I couldn't actually see what I was doing. Yeah, so if you're interested in that kind of tutorial, let me know, because I'm not an expert painter. I'm extremely beginner. But, you know, I kind of want to do stuff painting wise. And also so I can just get some more content on the channel, because I do like watching painting videos. But they're going to be, as far as I can tell at the moment, they'll be fairly rudimentary and basic painting. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see, won't we? But yeah, if you are interested in that, let me know, and I will do that. And I'm also going to do a few different, what are we calling them? Green stuff tutorials. So, for example, on these bikes, when they put them together, they have this big gap there, but that can be easily filled up with green stuff and a few other spots here and there. So that's something that I'm going to do, just like basic green stuff, because I do want to do a few other things like what are they called, purity seals, some banners and little bits of fabric as well. Right, so the last bit is the head with this nice funky mohawk. Alright, so on the instructions, they all just sort of slot in together. So I would assume you do the head first, the lower body, and then the upper body. We'll see though. So the head definitely. So we can leave that for now. I just want to test fit, see how everything goes in. So this seems to go in like that, and then the other chest bit goes in front of that. Okay, so head first. So we'll put that in. I'm just looking the direction that it's meant to face, sort of to that side, but that will lock in once we put this part of the body in. So let's check the peg. So there's a peg sort of right in the middle. So we'll put a bit of glue in there, just a little dot, a little other glue here and there, just to get it to grip. Probably don't even need that much. And that goes in without an issue. So there is a little bit there, so there's a little bit of a push, and this comes down to the peg as well. So, oops, the peg is pushing it out. So I'm just gonna push that all together for a second. It's not quite catching properly by the looks of it. But what we'll do, we'll put the other bit in, and that will all somewhat glue together. So this goes in here. Oh, sorry, I'm not even on the camera. What a horrible tutorial. There we go. So you can see that there is a little bit down the bottom, and if I can get a little pointer, just down in there, that there was a bit of a gap around in that bit. So it's just a matter of pushing it all together and holding it in there. And that will stick really nicely. Okay, so that's the bulk of the body done. Pretty straightforward. There's only a few more pieces. So we need A7, A6, A7, and A14. So the arm, the robotic gun arm, and the backpack. Right, so we'll get A6 first, which is, actually no, A7's right there. And the sprue is upside down, but that's fine. So that comes out pretty straightforward, that's pretty easy. And A6, which is one of these arms, so A37, 11, 19, A6 is in the top right corner if you are playing along at home. Alright, let's give this a little clean. It's actually not too bad. It's not too bad at all. So if there's any models that you want me to put together on the channel, leave me a comment and I will look into it. So I don't have any other models to put together at the moment. I'm waiting for basically the next wave for 9th edition to come out, which is very soon. I am going to pick up the starter sets, probably the big one and maybe a few of the smaller ones, just to bulk up some of the forces because it's a cheap way to do it. But there's a whole bunch of other models coming out. I definitely want to get some of the Necron ones, and they're a bit more involved by the looks of it. So like the Monolith, the Silent King, and things like that. So yeah, they are a bit involved, so those videos are going to be long ones, and I'm keen to get them because they look freaking awesome. And the Void Dragon, of course. That looks pretty cool. So yeah, they're all kind of somewhat fairly involved to put together. So they're definitely ones I want to do. But if you have any other ones that you want me to do, let me know. I feel like I'm just sort of rambling at the moment about nonsense. But it's what happens when you put models together. Okay, so this arm, I'm just looking at this arm, see if I can actually get the camera in shot. That would be nice. So this will just slide right in. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on the end there. Just a little bit down there too. And that goes in somewhat there. That's nice. Nice and easy. And this one's the same. I don't really need to test fit it, to be honest. It'll go in not too bad. Yeah, it just slides right in with all of them. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't put the models together before, these types of models. When you do, it sort of just grips it and slides it in, which is nice. So finally we need A14. All the backpacks are pretty much the same, but we'll just make sure we grab the right one so I'm not confused. I know with the Necron ones you do need to do that correctly, with the Necron warriors I should say. You do need to make sure that everything is the same. Sorry, not everything the same. You follow the instructions because they're not all the same. Okay. Alright. And to be honest, we don't need to test fit this. It's a backpack. It's going to go in. And in it goes. Nice. I'll just fix that arm up again. So it's all gone together. You get a little bit of a line in there from the piece, a little bit there, but overall, it's not too bad. I think with easy to build kits and push fit kits, you can get away with doing some weird transition lines, simply because they are push fit. So there is a bit line down in there, but you can't see it. That's fine. So 32mm base. Let me bring out my bases. That is a 32mm. So I'm not going to glue these ones in for now. I'm just going to stick it in, and that's not right at all. It needs to be facing that way. No, we'll get there. Because they are, there we go, that's better. They are octagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's 6? It's not pentagram, not pentagon, whatever it is. Yeah, you've got to get the angle right. So there we go, there's the sergeant. Now, looking through the instructions, we'll bring back the sergeant in a second, but looking through the instructions, they are all pretty much the same. So you have a body, the leg, half a body, the head, backpack, things like that. And yeah, so there we go. So that's not too bad at all. So yeah, I won't do any more of the ones for this because yeah, they're pretty much all the same. So there we go. Primaris Assault Intercessors. Very nice. If you have enjoyed this video and this build and this entire series, let me know in the comments below and give the channel a subscribe because we have plenty more of them coming out. So thank you for watching and I will catch you next time.